Oh, yeah. Once again, it's on. This is the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Power Media, in case you didn't know. We got a good one for you, getting you ready for the weekend. I hope your week is going good, and I hope we can make it even better. Listen, I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. Let me introduce you to our host with the most. We got no other than Jackie Lukman, Lucretia Williams, and Burn It Down, Kim Brown.
Ear Doctor, you be hitting me with the intro. I be feeling like Macho Man Randy Savage, like, ooh, yeah.
That's it. We got to get up and get at him. You know?
Yo.
I'm still trying to shake it off. Get up, and get at him.
Long night for the Ear Doctor. Long night for the Ear Doctor.
It looks like he's moving in slow motion. What's her name? Dang.
Right. What's her name, Ear Doctor? Shout her out this morning.
Frisbee dates. That's all I gotta tell y'all, fellas.
Oh, I
Frisbee.
watched you guys talk about the Frisbee date, and I wanted to shout out my white friends. I met some white friends out in when I was in St. Louis. My white friends who were actually from Michigan, but they introduced me to something called Frisbee golf. And you guys would be there are Frisbee golf courses all over, and you don't know it because this is stuff that white folks do, and it is it's an interesting little sport.
It's fun. Listen, I do all types. I'm an athlete. I play everything.
No, I'm sorry. I never.
Oh, I thought you were stepping on my athleticism. Any of y'all athletes? I know Jackie's an athlete.
Accidentally.
Come on, you clinging and jerking. That's an athlete right there.
No.
Translation, please. Translation.
Nobody's clean and jerking over here. No. Clean and jerk is like Olympic deadlifting, which I hate. I hate it. I hate it because.
But you did it.
No, I never did clean and jerk.
Oh, yeah, I thought you.
No.
What's the difference between that and powerlifting?
No. Powerlifters do not do clean and jerk.
Oh,
no.
Powerlifting is just how much?
Powerlifters do straight deadlift and then bench press and squat. That's all this CrossFit stuff and throwing it. No. We don't do all that stuff. We respect the weight. We're not flinging it around like the pom-poms.
We need numbers now, Jacqueline. What did you use to squat, bench, and deadlift?
I only squatted for training, so I never competed in squats. So you just didn't count those numbers because not a lot of raw athletes, powerlifting athletes, competitions have squatting in them, and I never could figure out why, but my team only did deadlift, like strict curl, where it's just dumbbell curl, but we're talking about like 250 pounds in dumbbells with so when I deadlifted, my top deadlift in competition was 285. My max lift was like 320.
Damn, you toss my little ass.
She caught Abdus literally. Like Abdus had no choice. You know what I'm saying? Abdus was getting caught whether he wanted.
We were deadlifting each other. It's like, come on, girl.
That's couple goals right there. I love that.
Right. Look at that.
No, I retired from gymnastics 15 years ago.
Wow.
So yeah.
Ooh, gymnastics.
We see you, Simone. We see you, Miss Bowles. So you was out there flipping.
I was flipping, doing the ribbons. Balance beam was my favorite.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
Really?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
That's what's
Man,
up.
can you pull up a picture or some old footage? No?
No. Mm-mm.
Come on, it's got to be at least a picture of you twirling the
No,
I'm
broom.
sure
I
there's a picture, but not right now. No.
No, not
Mm-mm.
right now, but
she said,
Mm-mm.
next week, please. We gotta see this. I gotta see this.
I'm sure there's lots of video.
Kim, you a
I
fan?
was athletic. I played sports in middle school and high school. I played volleyball. I was
Mm,
outside hitter, and I ran track, but only like sprints and stuff. Like the
like
indoor
Cat
track, I
Williams.
ran exactly, exactly. But I mean, I like to swim. I like to
Mhm.
hike. I like to walk. You know what I mean? So I like to be active. I love
Mm.
activity.
Yeah, yeah. As y'all can see from my videos and stuff, basketball, football, baseball. I was a pitcher and a great
Really?
hitter. They used to say,
Nice.
"Back up, he's coming
Oh, I
up."
did elementary
Uh-oh.
softball. I see
Oh,
you. I
okay,
see you. Mhm.
What
okay.
what 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 slot did you hit? Did you bat? Where did you bat?
Man, don't
In the
nobody know all that. This was
Oh,
back when I was like
I know.
mad young.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mad
oh,
like
young.
5th grade.
I
I'm talking
did
about Little League. You
I
played Little
Yeah.
League.
yeah, I did Tang Sudo. I did bowling, tennis. I did everything, man.
Tennis.
Yeah, not
wait,
on no
wait.
team, just out on the street.
What is what tank suit or what?
Oh, that's a Korean martial art.
Taekwondo?
Tang Sudo. That's another one. They got
Hmm.
Oh,
Taekwondo, Tang Sudo, Jiu Jitsu, all types of other
I
styles.
never
interesting.
heard of Tank Sudo.
Hmm.
That must be that
Hmm.
North Korean. That's the North Korea. That's what they do. That's what they do in North Korea. They do the
Probably.
taekwondo in South Korea.
That's that Northeast Korea.
That's North Korea.
Right up near China, right.
Right. You know,
Yes, exactly,
different
exactly.
styles. You know what I'm
Kim
Hey,
Sung
saying?
Il's personally approved.
Yo, so on the thumbnail I put a picture of a king and a queen, and I was wondering what's the difference when a person approaches you then says miss, or if they come and be like, "Hey, queen." Is there a difference you treat the person?
No.
No.
Uh-uh.
Wait a minute, Lucretia knows.
I'm not even gonna lie. Yes, I do.
Do you really? I mean, it's the same. The respect is in the nomenclature, right? Like they're still saying, it's still trying to denote some form of respect.
Mhm.
Queen is a little, you do overdoing it a little bit, but whatever.
Mhm.
Ain't that the
Mhm.
you probably dealing with somebody of a conscious level when
I
they say
guess that's
peace,
not me.
Maybe
queen,
unconscious level.
or is it the woke level?
No, I just think
Mm.
it's I just
No.
no.
See, from the elder, tell us, Jackie.
I just think I guess when you are class conscious, it's it's like, okay, the first thing I want to do is turn around and tell people all of us want kings and queens, and that's
Mm,
okay.
mm,
That's actually great. So I don't think I would have wanted to be a queen, and I get the people that this is just something that we do to call ourselves to boost our self-love or whatever. Okay,
mm-hmm.
fine. Okay, that I get that. I get it. But there are some brothers who use it in a way that makes it obvious that they think they're playing on your level of consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just coming off like the skeezy the skeezy consciousness organization max that they are. That's so we
They
always
hit you
have to
with
be on the lookout for the hooker hoteps and whatnot.
it'd be a grand rising, my queen. How are you?
Please, Jackie. Jackie dropping some parables on y'all this morning. So get it
Oh
in,
my
Yeah,
Jackie.
God,
I guess,
can
and
we
then when
can you
somebody
just
calls
call
you
me
like
back?
peace king, you know what I'm saying? It'll be like what is it? The 5%ers or the
Mm-hmm.
Fruit of Islam or different people
Right.
like that. They'll say peace king and stuff like that.
Or,
And
or peace
you
God.
you
Yeah.
peace God, and it's a level of conscience. You like, all right, but then like you said, some people get used use it and try to get in your pants. It would be like peace queen, and But then at the same time, when we look back in history, do we look
Why
at us
can't
as
we
being as being royalty, and were we kings and queens when it takes you back?
So my thinking is that when a gentleman approaches you and references to you as queen, maybe it's not so much as an homage to us being kings and queens on the continent, but maybe, hey queen, I can treat you like a queen, whatever that means. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's skeezy. It does have some skeeziness to it, but no, I don't take it like, we was queens and kings in Kush, so this is why I'm referring to you as queen now. No, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I would rather men pay attention more towards a woman's body language, especially when it's like a street approachment situation. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of what you call her, is she giving you a vibe? Is she stopping her stride at all to acknowledge you or give you any, in any time of day? Did she, are her feet and shoulders still pointed in the direction that she was going, or did she literally stop to address you, look at you, make eye contact with you, engage you? If none of those things, then say that good morning, say that hello, queen, and just please keep it pushing.
I get that.
I just
agree.
Yeah. I mean, Lucretia, how do you feel about that whole, and I'm halfway suspicious when women do it too, but
Yeah.
I
feel very like standoffish when someone starts talking to me like that. And then it depends on my mood, because I'll say something like, well, I believe in horizontal leadership or something. And that really like throws them off.
They're like, oh, shit.
They're like, oh. And it's like, well, you stopped me. I was minding my own business and you talked to me. Sometimes I'm like, you're barking up the wrong tree. And they're like, oh, you just never met a man like me. And I'm like, I'm sure I have, like
I have like 38,000 times.
millions of you, actually. Yeah.
Like, how frustrating is that for gay sisters, Lucretia? Like, even if you were to disclose, like, hey, I'm a lesbian, that's not really my thing. Like, how many dudes try to pursue that conversation still, or convince you, or tell, like you said, you ain't met the right man yet? It's like, get out my face. I just told you.
Their rate of persistence is like higher than the NYPD closing rate. It's honestly like, it's like 70, like 80, 90%. Like, you just haven't talked to me. It's like, no, I don't think that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's funny that some dudes see that as like their personal challenge that they have to overcome. It's like, oh, I met a lesbian. Oh no, you not.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be a lesbian no more. Like why is it in your
I think
why are you ever thinking that you can change someone's sexual preference, orientation, sexual who they are just because of you and your penis?
Yes, we think our ego is saying, listen, we can change you. Trust me, once you get some of this, you'll be singing a whole new tune.
And there is nothing in their life that has indicated that such a thing was true at any time before. Nothing in their life has indicated to them that their penis is in any way magic and that it can do anything that anybody else is. It's just, where y'all getting this crazy level of confidence from?
Jacqueline, get out my head, because that's what I was just thinking. Can I please have the confidence of a mediocre male out here? Please. I just need a smidgen, a crumb, a nougat of that confidence, dog, because men lack a lot of things, but they do not lack the audacity. They do not lack the audacity.
That's the difference. Also, when men approach women, sometimes it seems like, listen, we so ignorant to the fact that we don't care if you say no. But I hear women, but I'm like, so why don't you approach him if you really feeling him? Oh no, I couldn't do that because you can't take the rejection.
Correct.
Us, we can take rejection. It's no problem.
You think you can?
Have you watched him show? Like, I feel
we good. You say no, okay, cool.
Really? I feel like that's when women get like attacked when they say no, They
Yeah.
get like a brick to the face when they say no,
Ooh.
You know what I'm
I'm,
saying?
but I'm talking about y'all getting rejected. Y'all don't put yourself into the line of rejection. Like you're like, no, I'm not approaching this person. He's got to approach me. I hear that a lot from sisters.
Well, and I don't think that's off. I've never had the confidence to just approach a strange man that I found attractive on the street. That's not my style. But had I ever approached a man, I would not. If he rejected me, I wouldn't be like, "Well, fuck you, nigga. You ain't that fine any fucking way. Look at you with your bum ass. Look at your pants. Look at your shoes. Look at your hairline." You know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
ain't even
like
straight.
when women reject men on the street, sometimes it's like he start reading you down. It's like, nigga, why was you
You
approaching me in the
ugly
first place
anyway.
if I was so ugly?
Like, why are you here?
Like, but if I was ugly, wasn't I ugly when you first saw me?
No.
Mm.
Ugly
Nah,
after the no, Jackie.
They
Yeah.
talk about the attitude, the fact that we didn't get the number.
Oh no, I know what you. It's just
Yeah,
I
you're ugly
I
now.
overthink everything, and it's like I can't even be mad when brothers have done that because I'm sitting there and I'm like, so I'm ugly, but you hollered at me,
Now you
and
are.
I'm like that makes no fucking sense. You're an idiot. that's
So
that's just kind of how I. I'm just like
so
that.
so with that
Yeah.
said, to wrap it up, what would you prefer to be approached as? Not would it be ma'am? Would it be miss? Would it be love? Would it be what's the opening line that would be cool for you?
Hello,
Hi.
is it me you're looking for?
See, you just fucked it up. Just
Simple.
fucked it up. Just put in the whole
So keep it simple, pretty much.
Hey, how you
Excuse me,
doing?
hello.
Hmm.
Don't use no label.
Do you have
Yeah,
a
you'll be all right.
moment? I love that. Like, ask me, do I have the time to chat with you right now? You know what
I
I
love
mean?
meet
Like,
cutes. Did you drop this? Oh, maybe I did. Maybe I did.
So I can't hit you with a hey love, how you doing?
Love. Oh my God.
Oh, see.
No.
So okay, so no names, just straight up. See, Kim, I'm looking at your face. You like that ain't so bad. Hey,
no,
love.
that's exasperation, air doctor. No, you misinterpreted that. Because
Oh.
it's like, hey, love.
That's a
like,
whole
oh,
song by LL and 112. Hey, love. Hey, love. And
Don't
Stevie
don't-
Wonder.
please
Stevie
don't
Wonder.
be-
Hey,
Just
love.
asked our opinion and we told you.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, don't be treating people like entertainers say they treat people in the lyrics of their songs, and they
Stevie
probably
Wonder. Hey,
don't.
love. No?
I don't even know that Stevie Wonder song.
Uh-oh.
It's a nice. I love
Hey,
it.
love.
Yeah,
Hey, love.
it's
Yeah.
a
I didn't realize
beautiful
that was
song.
Stevie.
I just don't
Hmm.
understand why. Excuse me. Hi. I don't
Hi.
understand why that doesn't work. Why people got to complicate things. I just, I'm not gonna, kick a guy to the curb automatically just because I do have. It's just like when people say, "Hey, Queen," I just get this. Oh, and I'm like, all right.
The shoulders.
You don't turn around
Calm
in a royal
down.
fashion like.
No.
You wish you talked.
I do believe at minimum just speaking back, right? Like I don't agree when people and I guess you are entitled to speak or not speak if you don't want to, but if someone, even a man, is giving you a salutation like a good morning, miss, like I always say good morning back. I never,
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's necessary. But at the same time, keep that respect moving, bro. Like if I don't stop my stride, that means I'm not interested in engaging you beyond returning the salutation, returning the greeting.
Yeah, but like you said, for all my fellas out there, all my sisters out there that's out there shooting your shot, eye contact. That's really the best and quickest way to understand if you should even approach. If you get the eye contact, if not, they trying not to look at you. All right, so I guess we could get ready to go ahead and get to some news and stuff like that. Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show right here on Black Power Media. Make sure y'all tell a friend it's on again. So let's go ahead and get to our first break right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. And yes, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, and get footage that's rare. You could also drop something right here in the chat room, which is a super chat, and we would very much appreciate that. All right, so let's get to a little bit of hip-hop news and stuff like that. But first, let's talk about what you hear in the background. Let's give it up to a couple MCs that had a couple hot songs. And if you don't know who I'm talking about the UMCs. The UMCs, let me tell you about them real quick. Straight from Staten Island, you got Hash G and Cool Kim. They came out with this album, Fruits of Nature, in 1991. And they had Blue Cheese as one of their songs and One to Grow On. Two songs that came out and hit us in the head. We was like, yo, these are some real danceable hip-hop tracks. And at that time, it was all about dancing in the party, and they had some good tracks that you could really get down to. So one of them decided to get into beat making, doing beats for Kim, Little Kim, 50 Cent, and the other one did some other stuff. But he actually just had this one album, Fruits of Nature, that came out. And other than that, yeah, that's it with UMC's. Other hip-hop news, we got Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper just came out and said, you know what? Forget all this. What did he say? Let me let y'all see what he said. He told fans that we need to revolt instead of voting. So this is what he's saying. Chance the Rapper challenges fans to revolt while discouraging a vote on a new snippet of a song that he got coming out. That's something right there. All right. So I don't know what he plans on people to do after that. But, you know, he said, listen, matter of fact, let me let you listen to it real quick. This is what he had to say.
I ain't telling no niggas go vote. I ain't telling no niggas go broke. I'm just telling my niggas get guns. I'm just telling my niggas revolt.
All right. So I guess he's on his let's go get him and forget all these two parties that we ain't feeling. Well, that's what it is. Hip hoppers, politicians, they all coming together. That's what it is. Let's go ahead and get back to the Remix Morning Crew right here on Black Power Media in case you didn't know. All right, let's go. Hey, come out. Okay, Franklin in the building. What's good?
What up, what up, what up? How y'all doing?
Here.
Morning.
Morning. Did I miss all the banter? I missed all the banter.
You missed the banter, yes.
You missed the banter.
Yes, Kamal, I would be interested in your take on the banter. When you was out in these streets before you got, happily locked down, what was your opening line if you saw a woman come your way and you wanted to make conversation, make her acquaintance?
Oh, word? My opening line. Oh, I mean, it depends. I had a plethora.
He's a
of opening lines. It was like, depends on where. So it was at a meeting or something like that. Oh, how long you been involved in the movement?
Oh shit!
I had to, I lowered the voice.
We were just talking about you. We were talking about you, King. Hey, King. You must have heard your name out here, King.
That right there.
That's right. That's how you got to do that. That's how you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that. Right? You go to some spot, some club, whatever like that, whatever. Basically, it's some old school stuff around, like, you here with your friends, whatever like that. Oh, I got my people's right here. Y'all want to share a table, share a drink. Bam. That's another secondary.
Did you ever hit him with my sister, Queen?
No, I didn't do the Queen thing. Okay, I used to do a lot of my sister, but not even in a I'm trying to pick somebody up. It just became the language I adopted of movement language. Yeah. These days I don't anymore because you can't call. You never know the reaction. It used to be a good thing. People used to enjoyed, or like it wasn't considered anything that was potentially either insulting or something like that, right? It was back and forth or whatever. So I'm trying to think of some other sort of lines or whatever, some casual conversations about books and stuff like that. But I was more of the friendship dude, I had friendships, and then friends sometimes turns into some other things.
They call that patient pimping, my good man. And that's that. I'm familiar.
I don't disagree. Yeah, or planting a seed. That's what seed planter. I was a seed planter.
It's the friendship zone for a minute.
When it happened, it happened.
Long
Oh,
game, right?
see, I have to
Oh,
repent
man.
for that one
Just
for you.
okay.
Oh,
Hey, that's what
seed
it is.
planting. That just
Seed planting.
Seed planter, yeah. It's like,
Wow.
that Kamau.
Yeah,
You
I was
know,
never the one to run up on women and be like, "Hey, what's up? What up? Blah, blah, blah." It's more of the situation. Like we in a situation, then we'll just have conversation, and then it'll go from there.
Ear doctor, quick question. Am I going to see you in this Freaknik documentary? Yes or no?
You might. You definitely might.
I figured as much.
Yeah, I was selling T-shirts all weekend, so yeah, you might see me
Went
out there
Freaknik?
selling T-shirts. Oh yeah, came up big time. They like 2 G's that weekend just selling
Oh,
T-shirts.
damn.
Yeah, it was good. Loved it.
Nice.
Listen, it was good. I mean, because the thing about that is you in all the places. You free to walk around. You're not stuck in traffic. So I got to see everything. It was.
Never attended a Freaknik.
Sounds like a time.
Never again.
Yes.
Yeah,
When was the
that's
last Freaknik? What year?
I
The
wanna say
last
98.
good one.
98?
Yeah, that was the last good one was 96, but
Yeah.
yeah, we went on to like 98 and stuff like that.
Yeah, I went the last year.
You went to
Mhm.
Freaknik?
The last year they had it. It was a car full of us, but like 5 of us drove.
Are
to
you really
Atlanta.
surprised?
You never know with Kim. You kind
What
of
do you
yes,
mean?
and kind of no. Kind of no.
This is Kim.
Kim,
Have you
I don't
seen The
know
Lost
what
Baby
Kim in
Kim?
98? Kim today, I would not see. I could not. But Kim in 98, I don't know what Kim was out there doing in them
Woo,
streets.
puffing
whatever.
blunts
Like I
with
said,
Red Man. What do you mean?
What do you mean being so fun? What are you talking about?
My bad. My bad. My bad.
But I was still drinking. I was still drinking in '98, so we was turning up a little bit. We had a good time. We had fun in it, but we were so paranoid because of all the stories of rampant assaults and all of that. Like we were hyper vigilant about making sure that we all stayed together. Nobody went off with no fucking random dude, and nobody, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we knew we had to report to each other's mothers, right? Like we have to come home. We left 5 deep. We are coming back 5 deep, girls. You know what I'm saying? Don't go running off. So yeah.
Right. Well, that is what it is. Yes, that Freaknik documentary is out tomorrow, I believe. So yeah.
Is
Look
it like
what
on
it is.
Netflix or something? Where's this coming out on?
Well, we don't want to tell, but it's Hulu.
We don't.
Why?
I guess-
Like, where's it coming
I
on?
guess not. We wanted to watch Black Power Media instead
Oh.
of.
Oh,
Exclusively all the time.
Yes. Damn it.
And never
What else
look
you-
at anything else.
what else you need?
Black Power Media.
That's right.
Wow.
This
We're gonna
will
have
be
to
your
up
diet.
our variety game. We're gonna have
Oh,
to
we're off
goodness.
things.
All right. Let me get up out of here. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Mm.
peace.
I don't understand what.
Oh,
what,
Larry. Wait a second.
what happened?
I got conceived at Freaknik. Yipper 99.
A whole
Damn.
lot of babies. A whole
A
lot of
whole lot?
babies got conceived at
I only heard the legend of Freak. Like I've never attended, never, it's only like after the fact. And there's always like, the bad news stories, of course. So I don't have much of a concept of like how big it was. I obviously understand it was, but like, yeah.
So imagine a 1,000,000-man march, but a fifth of the scale, maybe a quarter of the scale, but with probably equal amount of women, right, or close to.
Mm-hmm.
So
and alcohol and music.
And nakedness. Everybody naked.
That's right. And
Right.
nakedness. Yes.
Listen,
Mark.
the highways were shut down and people were dancing on the highways.
On the
Yeah.
highway.
Heard?
that is
Yeah.
facts.
Sounds
Yep.
great.
That is
Yeah.
facts. Yes.
That was that. I'm sorry. That was fun.
You went to Freaknik.
One time. I can't remember. I can't remember which year it was. That's how much fun I had.
That's how much fun you had.
I remember which year. I think it was 96.
Apparently,
It was either the last year or the year before.
Was it known
I'm
for the
not
musical
sure,
artists,
but-
or was it more about like going to hang out?
It was both, I think. Like, so it wasn't like, so don't think like Coachella or whatever. What are some of the bigger black festivals? Don't think of it
Biker
like
Week,
that.
Black Biker Week.
Think of it more like that. Yeah. Like, there, I remember going to a club to go see Outkast perform, right? So there was musical performances sort of scattered about, but it was very decentralized. Would y'all agree with that? Like, it wasn't like a proper organized event. It's like, this is the week this is happening. You know what
And
I
everybody
mean? Like,
descends on the city, or everybody comes
Right.
down and picks their
Mhm.
activities, or whatever, like
right.
parties. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
but
So
not as
you might have been
structured.
conceived at Freaknik.
I don't, you know.
I could have been conceived. No.
Lucre-
Not my
what year were you born, Lucretia?
I'm
I'm
89.
Oh no.
89.
Oh. Well, you
Mm.
might have. Well, when did they start Freaknik? No, I
I
guess
She might have been. It's
No, my
late
parents
80s.
were having their own apparently cocaine rollerblade parties in the basement. That's what I heard. And I was like, for real, y'all?
they sound like a fun
Damn.
bunch. Your parents, that they sound.
They're not. Yeah. They went very Christian after that. I think they repented.
Wow.
They were like, we were doing too much. Let's have a baby. Let's repent. You know what I mean? That type of
Hmm.
thing.
Cocaine rollerblade parties?
That's what I heard, you know. And then they gave me shit for smoking weed, right? And it's like, come on. Come on. Yeah.
You did, how could you do this? You know what cocaine? You know where cocaine rollerblade parties lead.
Come on.
Wow,
So
I like that.
Oh boy, that's
that was the
Look,
70s.
even
you know?
even Jared had to chime in. Wherever he is, cocaine
Okay,
rollerblade. That might beat his stories. He's like, wait a minute, even I don't have a cocaine
I was about
rollerblade
to say,
story.
that sounds like Jared is sad that he missed out on the cocaine rollerblading. Like that sounds.
Should have done it. Yeah.
Listen, y'all, never forget, y'all cannot fuck with these boomers out here when it comes to partying. Okay, like. No one can fuck with the boomers when it comes to partying. Not Gen X, not millennials, not Gen Z. I don't care how much y'all think y'all turning up. Y'all did not turn up like y'all Nana and Pop when they was young. It does not. It's not even close. Not even close.
Mm-mm. Like the day I found out my mama used to ride with the Thunder Guard. I did not. I had done something and stayed out all night. You know. Blew my curfew, all the kind of stuff, and you know she was pissed off at me, and I'm like, "Mom, you don't understand. You don't understand. I mistakes. You don't understand." She was like, "Do you honestly think I'm sitting here after having had you, and I just didn't live? You think I haven't?" Oh my God, this woman went down this litany of just really salacious things. I'm like, Ma, stop, please. That's
It's
not
too much. It ruins the
Ma,
image.
okay, that's okay, Ma, I get your point. Okay.
It's like seeing
And
your
she
teacher
got to-
outside the classroom. Yeah. You don't want to see
and then
that.
she was like, and then you know what? You think you so bad? I used to ride with the Thunder Guard. So there, I'm like, wait, Ma, what do you mean ride with the do you
What's a Thunder Guard?
Thunder Guard is a black outlaw motorcycle club in this area. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So
Who are the boomers? Who are the boomers? Those born between 1946 and I believe 1964. They are the most unfuckwittable people on the planet. You cannot
That's
outdrink them.
yep.
You cannot outsnort them, outsmoke them, outpill them. Maybe now because they're old and they, got health problems and shit. But when they was your age, no.
all the medication can't mix with alcohol.
You getting done up out here by these old folks. So don't be like, oh, they old. They old and they will drink your old ass, your little young whippersnapper ass. They will out drug you. They will out all of the things. So, but anywho, y'all, let's go ahead and slap the map. Let's get this party rolling. Peace and good morning, everybody. Welcome. I believe it's the first day of spring, thereabouts. Today is Thursday,
Spring
March
has
21st. Spring has sprung, though it does not feel as though it is the case here in the DC metro area. Howsomever, wherever you are in the country today, I hope it is greeting you with happiness and sunshine and good vibes and Black liberation. So we wish that for everybody today. It's the Remix Morning Show exclusively here on Black Power Media. We got a full house on screen for you today. Kamal Franklin, Jacqueline Lukman, Lucretia Williams, Kim Brown, the ear doctor in the cut, Jared Ball apparently in the chat. Shout out to JB holding us down from behind the keyboard. Appreciate that. And remixers, we appreciate you. Thank y'all so much. Let's make sure that these likes match these live chat numbers. Y'all have been showing out lately. We've been getting up to over 500 with some consistency. Kid. Welcome. Shout out to everybody that's checking out the channel, maybe for the first time, maybe for the 1,000th time. We appreciate everybody that's been rocking with us really since day one, 3 years strong over here on the Remix Morning Show. So thank you guys for that continued and growing support. We got stories to get into, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary people. So where shall we begin, crew?
Who got a story?
Don't everybody speak?
I was gonna say after all that, I want more cocaine stories. I understand. What's happening?
I'm sorry. I'm still assembling my email. So
all right, let's start with genocide Joe Biden. And I hate this man so much.
He's so hateable. Look at his terrible face.
First of all, he's not even really alive. That's
Well,
Joe is among
exactly
the undead out here somehow.
Here we are with a zombie president in the White House.
But now, hold on. What did they give him during the State of the Union, y'all? Was it called?
Right? They got the cocktail right, didn't they, Kim? Wow.
What'd you say, baby?
I said they got the cocktail right, didn't they, Kim? Like he was really there.
And it lasted just long enough.
There you go.
Is that what speedballs do? Was Hunter Biden around to hook his dad up? Like what? What was the cocktail? Octogenarians around the world want to know, man. How you doing like that?
But you see that they can't give it to him all the time. It's got to be in doses.
Otherwise,
it
look at what it does to him. Yes. His skin pulled across his skull, and look, man, they can't give away that the fact that the man is a corpse until after November.
What was the name of the drug in Limitless? Was it ZBT? Is that what they're giving them? The ZBT?
Oh,
my bad. My apologies, Jackie. Present your story, beloved. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's all good interruptions. So this dude, understanding that he's in a terrible situation in this upcoming election, he's trying to reinvigorate the diverse coalition that is not voting for him now because he's a genocidaire, as he goes out west for his campaign. And he is talking about improving the cost of housing and creating jobs in clean energy and manufacturing as he's going on this campaign leg. He wants to appeal to Latinos who make up, obviously, sizable portion of voters in Arizona and Nevada. I'm not sure how he's going to do that since he has deported more people, Black and brown people who have tried to immigrate to this country than Trump and Obama, maybe, but definitely more than Trump. So I don't know which Latino voters he thinks, I guess the Republican ones that he thinks are going to vote for him, because they all know that his immigration policies are Trump's immigration policies. So I don't know how he thinks that's going to work. Excuse me. Of course, Trump is a big deal. Biden's team is talking about reproductive rights and democracy arguments. Reproductive rights that the Biden administration did not a damn thing to protect. Democracy that they're not doing a damn thing to protect because Republicans are still kicking people off of voter rolls who they don't want to vote. And Democrats are still kicking third-party candidates off of off of ballots across the states too. So democracy efforts, oh no. Let's see, where is it where he was talking about um oh, here it is. Biden said about Trump, this guy despises Latinos. I understand Latino values. We just celebrated St. Patrick's Day, and this is a direct quote from this awful man. I hope you're not offended by me saying this, but the thing about the Irish that came here, they're about family, they're about faith, they're about decency. And that's exactly what the Latino community is all about. And then oh God, I'm not doing that because that's insulting. This man, I love it when white people create or rely on the model minority, or the important immigrant story. Well, look what happened when the Irish came here. They were about family, and they were upright people, and they were decent. And you Latinos, you're the same. You're about family, and you're decent, and you're blah blah blah. And oh, so what about the other people who came here who were not immigrants? Because you do know we were not immigrants, right? Well, what about all of the people that the settler colonists slaughtered, massacred to steal this land? I guess the indigenous people weren't family people and decent and that kind of, but aside from that settler colonial logic or illogic, excuse me, as Malcolm called it, just the fact that this man is talking about doing something about mortgages, mortgage relief for homeowners, relief for renters. He's talking about making the cost of living more affordable and all these kind of things that he should have been talking about day one when he was elected. He should have been talking about these, but now the only reason he is talking about these things is because if he doesn't talk about something decent that he wants to do, which, trust me, Joe Biden wasn't thinking about any of this until a few months ago. And now people on his campaign are telling him, you have to find something to appeal to people with to make them want to vote for you, because this shit you doing in Israel, nobody wants to vote for you. Nobody wants to. So you're going to have to come up with something. So now he comes up with, I want to do something about, people's everyday issues of, not being able to afford their mortgage and their rent. And it's like, yo, dude, this is what people were expecting from you back when you won the election. So I don't know. I just thought it was very interesting that all of a sudden Joe Biden feels like he cares about what matters to people all of a sudden. And I just want people to understand it's not because he really intends to do anything about these things. This is a campaign tactic. If you ever hear this man say anything like this again, if he wins this election, I will happily stand corrected. But this is just talk, like everything he said in the last campaign that he lied about. It's just talk to try to get him to be more appealing to us, because now his facade is completely off. And I think so is the facade of this government for a lot of people.
I mean, I think this is going to be an interesting political and electoral phenomenon that I don't think that a lot of the mainstream pundits are properly recognizing, because the majority of registered voters in this country are not party affiliated, right? So when you hear all this talk about independents, Biden and Trump have to try to win the independents. Well, the independents are the majority of the people that vote. And when would-be Democrats or voters that either used to be Democrats or fall into whatever the Democratic demographic identity is, non-white, college educated, working class, etc. When a good chunk of those people do show up to vote, but don't vote for president or do the protest vote of whatever the uncommitted movement is, That's how Joe Biden is going to lose. That's how Biden is going to lose. But Trump, y'all know I'm counting on Trump to win, right? Like if America's going to fall, Trump is probably going to be the catalyst, right? So he has to get into the White House. I feel as though he fucked up because he did say that if he were to be elected, he would sign a federal 15-week ban on abortion. And I know he thinks that, that's going to appeal to conservatives. That's the Reds' red meat, as it were. But he's underestimating, number one, like how many people on so-called on the right absolutely either get abortions or would get an abortion either for themselves or for their daughter or for their mistress or whatever. Like, you can't be out here banning abortion and trying to appeal to conservatives and think that that's actually going to be a winning argument, because anyway, but like, I'm concerned about Trump's prospects now because I'm concerned
to bring down the empire.
Oh man, I'm so disappointed. I'm like, come on, Trump. You think these evangelicals in fucking Oklahoma won't take their 14-year-old daughter to go get a goddamn abortion? You know they will. Stop playing.
I keep seeing I can't remember the last time I saw the poll though, but it seems to be somewhat split with Trump sometimes having slight leads in national polls, but the important polls is the state by state polls, the so-called sort of states in flux, or like, they can't make a hard decision. Those polls have been for Trump. And so I think that's partly why the Biden administration is extremely scared. And a lot of them behind the scenes are predicting that they are going to lose. Because Trump has, at least as of the stage, like there's no, like, so the constituency that Biden wants to piece together, he hasn't just done anything for, because he's a neoliberal Democrat. And once he gets into power, he's catering to right-wing wishes and capital wishes anyway. And in this weird way, there's not necessarily an anti-capitalist stand in sort of the libertarian right-wing Republican, but capitalism used to treat us better stand, right? And they love capitalism, but they want to be included in whatever riches, whatever payoffs that they get, that kept them feeling like they were part of the largest middle class ever during a particular time period. So there's this way in which that Trump responds to that by saying he's going after China really hard, or if its jobs aren't American made, which makes that constituency think that somehow, this dude is looking out for us, the so-called real Americans. So it's always interesting to me to see how this stuff breaks down. But yeah, I mean, obviously the slaughter happening in Palestine. I think a lot of young people those who do vote are impacted by that. I don't see him piecing together and even, I think the media plays up the Black community going over to Trump. I don't think that's necessarily true, but I do think that there is a slippage in people supporting Biden, because it's like, what's the point at this stage? Like, over and over again, and still there's a larger Black community. There's nothing to speak to or speak for. So I like this crumbling that's happening of the facade of whatever people think American democracy is. But it certainly looks like you might get a President Trump, even with his anti-abortion rhetoric or whatever. Like, you may get a President Trump to help roll the republic down the hill, let's say, and crack it wide open.
I mean, I'm so happy that Palestine is exposing the contradictions of all of this, and that Biden was caught on his hot mic after he was, juiced up at the State of the Union, and they asked him about it on an interview. Like, what do you mean by your come to Jesus moment with Netanyahu? He's like, well, what I meant was, I'm gonna have the conversation with him, right? And I wasn't alive during the first part of his career, but he was saying that we would create an Israel if we needed one, and he's been staunchly for it his whole career. So I don't know. I mean, this is just his track record here. And then Jared Kushner gave an alarming interview the other day, being very clear about relocating Palestinians out of Palestine. And you have the settlers having conferences, there's advertisements talking about how Gaza could have been this beautiful seaside resort if not for Hamas. And it's just horrific that, these ongoing real estate auctions are happening both here in the United States and in
Mhm.
Canada, at these synagogues, no less, auctioning Palestinian properties. Like, I don't know. It's just, I'm glad that Palestine is exposing all these contradictions, but I hope people wake up more to the fact that these people are two sides of the same coin that are not doing anything. You have this border, quote unquote, crisis. People are building, barbed wire fences. It's a nightmare.
I mean, if you didn't steal it, then I guess you wouldn't feel the need to protect it, at the cost of anybody else's life, because these people are just, it's wild. I'm glad you said that, Lucretia, about Palestine exposing contradictions, and it's wild because I do remember Joe Biden in the Senate, and it is wild to see, like, when I was in high school, it's like, man, that Joe Biden guy is the devil. Like, all the Black people were like, fuck Joe Biden. Because then this was what, 90. So this was even after high school. This was like 94, 90, 95, 96, after, the crime bill is passed. And then we see what happens after the crime bill. So, it has been wild to me to see generations of Black people who grew up and working class and poor, white people and Hispanic people who grew up with the effects of the crime bill all by itself. And to see those generations of people forget about Joe Biden's track record, in that they saw in their own communities, in their own, in our own lives. I could never forget that. So I cannot explain to you how people who have seen how bad a politician is, and I mean literally, like, this man caused damage to millions of people's lives in this country, if people didn't know anything else about what Joe Biden did. And now he's the lesser of two evils. What? And I know that we're propagandized. I know that, there was a couple of very sophisticated campaigns to make sure that Biden was viable to win an election. But this just perplexes me, that this man is doing what he is doing in Palestine. And people are still like, well, at least he's not Trump.
That's what sucks so bad about all of this. Like, because regardless of who is elected president in the fall, the outcome for Palestine from the U.S. perspective is the same. You know what I mean? What changes on the ground for Palestinians if Biden or Trump becomes president? Nothing.
And that's the thing. It's like I get Donald Trump is a terrible human being, and he was a terrible president, and he'll be terrible again. But that man is not uniquely more racist than Joe Biden. He is not. And that doesn't mean that Trump is not a racist, but that's not the point. The point isn't even Donald Trump. The point is the fact that y'all knew how bad Joe Biden has always been. And you let the Democratic Party finagle you into believing that man is the lesser evil. That Joe Biden is not the lesser evil to anything. He is evil.
And when he came into office, he continued Trump policies on immigration, on China, economic policies, obviously Middle Eastern policies. There's nothing that he sort of revoked or went back on in several major areas. And in some ways he tried to creep further right? And so, to Lucretia's point, like the Palestine, and everybody's point, the Palestine issue doesn't get resolved, whether it's Trump or Biden, because they both have the same policy goals, which is the policy goals of empire. It is to continue on with protecting Israel, giving cover to Israel. Even the criticism is meant to give cover to Israel in a lot of ways. Yes. The critiques are only meant to say, hey, look, we're pushing human rights here. as we continue to sell all the weapons that Israel needs to continue its massacre in Palestine. Look, we're going to talk about a ceasefire as we continue to vote down or to stop any UN resolution from getting through, which demands an immediate ceasefire. So their policies are the same. The whole idea that Trump is going to be worse, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. You can't give me a comparison. Oh, if Trump was in office, 40,000 Palestinians would have been massacred. So what kind of argument is that?
Right.
It's like, so genocide or genocide plus, that doesn't do anything for me in terms of making me believe that these folks are different. And I wanted to bring up the interview that Lucretia mentioned. I haven't gotten a chance to look at it a lot, but people are really talking about Jared Kushner and his interview. I think that took place, if I'm not mistaken, at Harvard or something. But let's take a quick look.
In Gaza's waterfront property, it could be very valuable. The thing that I would try to do if I was Israel right now is I would just bulldoze something in the Negev. I would try to move people in there.
Are people in Israel seriously talking about that possibility, about hosting Gazan refugees in what is considered, quote unquote, Israel proper?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but that would be something you would try to work on.
I'm sitting in Miami Beach right now.
Part of the video is stating that he was.
I would say, how do we deal with the terror threat that is there so that it cannot be a threat to Israel or to Egypt, right? I think that both sides are spending a fortune on military. I think neither side really wants to have, a terrorist organization enclaved right between them. In Gaza's waterfront property, it could be very valuable to, if people would focus on kind of building up livelihoods. You think about all the money that's gone into this tunnel network and into all the munitions. If that would have gone into education or innovation, what could have been done? And so I think that
the tunnels that Israel built.
Situation there, but I think from Israel's perspective, I would do my best to move the people out and then clean it up.
The language, clean
That's
it up.
colonialism for you. That's colonialism. That's what it is. And then it's settler colonialism when they're like, oh, let's bring some people here and settle on the land. Let's, here, you come and you build this house here and you've settled the land. I mean, what's his name? Eric Prince, the CEO of Blackwater, said that Africa needs to be recolonized. Yeah, he came with the old colonial racist, the Africans can't govern themselves and on and on and on. And I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah, Kushner considers himself to be a slick colonizer, a new breed colonizer, a development-orientated colonizer. So he doesn't talk in the language of, or at least he seems to think he's not talking in the language of strictly massacres and removing. But he can't even get away from it, even in that statement around moving people off the land. Well, how do you move people off their land? You move them by gunpoint. You move them by bombing them. You move them by starving them. You literally push them off of their land so that you can develop seaside property. For the capitalist mindset, it's all about what is the profit to be made once I remove these original inhabitants, right? What can we do to benefit our groups, our peoples, our military ideas, our views on economic development? Once we get rid of that nuisance of an indigenous population, which doesn't seem to get it that we're their masters, that continually want to fight back against the idea that we are the controllers and the owners of the land, not just here in where we originally took the land from, but all around the world. That is the same mindset that established Palestine, the United States, Australia, and we can go on and on about the subtle colonialism that the West has perpetrated and then tries to sell to the rest of us as if they've done a good thing or they've done something that's been of value or so forth. Whereas where we get that whole propaganda mix with the Pledge of Allegiance and the way history is told via in schools via the United States being heroes and so-called revolution, all of that stuff, is propaganda to cover up the stealing of land from indigenous people, the enslavement, the capitalist infrastructures, which have brought these corporations to worldwide control. This is, and again, even in his trying to be slick or let's say non-antagonistic, I think in his way, he can't help but expose the origins of thought of who he is. He is a colonizer, whether he's Jewish or whether he's a Protestant, whether he's an atheist. He is a colonizer, and his wish is to move people from their land to develop seaside property.
Mm-hmm. That
And this is an interview at Harvard, right? Like, so another, institution that is, platforming. And I mean, we know the history of Harvard and all these, universities, but it's, like you said, come out adding that credence to still colonizer language. And the Negev is a desert, the Negev desert.
Right.
So
Right.
in the middle of nowhere, intense. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the again, because that's what. Yeah, I mean, just the these people. Good Lord, it just.
Hey.
Oh,
Peace. Peace.
Damn.
Are you out of breath?
What
You just you need some cocaine?
Low.
You need a little
Right?
rollerblade for you?
Rollerblade party? What's going on?
No, my bad. Look, you have a full house. It's been a great show. I only wanted to come on real quick because I just left. I've been doing this week for whatever reason, the timing, morning radio on Black Radio has been calling me.
Mama said she heard you on Carl Nelson. She said my mother, of course, was trying to watch the Remix Morning Show and listen to you at the same time on Carl Nelson. So
I appreciate
the community was aware that you was on the airwaves out here, JB.
So
what are you being interviewed about on Carl? I know you got a story, but what?
So I did. So on BPM, I did a video the other day about the end of Black capitalism, and the Black press has picked it up. And I think misquoted me and misreported it.
Of course they.
But it has circulated.
Congratulations. Are we?
So
in that
this is how
let's build them up. Let's put them out there so we can just knock them down. Basically, the idea.
They want to.
It's always touch and go.
They want to argue, Jared. Jared said, "Let's argue. Let's argue." Carl Nelson.
It's been no. That it's been more or less. This round has been more or less peaceful.
Okay.
Largely again because they haven't read my work. They don't really know the argument. So it's by the time they catch up to it and have an argument, it's like we got to go because it's commercial radio. So it's not you know, Kim, how it is. It's not. We don't have a lot of time. It's like,
you got to make that point by 22 minutes after the hour or else.
And they're just waiting, right? They're just waiting for the next. But so today, this one was particularly funny. This is why I really wanted to come on and just shout us all out and thank you all and thank the Remix community for BPM because we are absolutely necessary. Because I give my short, and I always struggle with this anyway, but I think I did pretty well. I give my short little spiel in between the segments, and then the host very nice. Oh, we got to go to break. Transition to the break, and then as he's transitioning, two things he says on his way out. He says that's the kind of good analysis you get at HBCUs. So I was like, eesh.
Technically, yes. If you take Jared Ball's class, yes, you
maybe
will get that good analysis.
There's a big maybe with that. But then the better part was the very next commercial was. I wrote it down because it was a promo for a Millionaires Roundtable convened by J.P. Morgan Chase with the Black community. So I was just like, I'm doing the best I can to knock it down, and then as soon as this wrap it up, and they just prop it all right back up. They just like sweep up the mess, put the building back together.
Clean up to come in real quick.
And in some ways, this is their way of saying, "Oh, look, we covered this issue from another angle." Even if the next 15 interviews they do will be in promotion or celebrating Black capitalism, commercials for Black capitalism, conversations that innately support Black capitalism, But now for them, they've checked off the box of being real journalists, because then they can say, oh, look, we covered it from this side, right? And it's always, again, an ongoing Western media tactic or tool is to get that one lone dissenting voice, have that voice spoken, but have it surrounded by other so-called experts, either in the field or practitioners, so that if you're lucky, you remember what that one expert said who was a dissenter. But if not, you've already been propelled into a world in which everyone else speaking has spoke positively about the particular topic area. So it's part of a propaganda model, particularly in the West, to say, let's bring on at least one person, maybe not even as left as Jared usually, but one person who is more liberal minded or something. And it's because they don't engage in your work that they just assume, again, I've had this happen too, like, they just assume that your perspective is progressive Democrat.
Yeah.
They can't even think that somehow you're going to think something past that. And then when you get on, you get these head nods of like, oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah, interesting. And then it's kind of, let's just move this on.
Somebody said something about Bernie, and I said, yeah, we need to go left of Bernie. And then again, on my outro, I heard that the host was saying, and Dr. Ball thinks we can't get anywhere without socialism. All right, everybody, moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on. I said so. So look, again, I'm gonna let you all doing a great show. I don't need to but I just wanted to say thank you all very much. Thanks to the remixers. We are absolutely necessary around here because it's rough out here in these real streets.
Where can we hear you? Where can we experience these balanced interviews, these fair and balanced interviews?
You mean today's? You talking about this one?
Yesterday,
today's was
whole
on.
Week.
Well, it was really only the two. It was only the two. So it was Carl Nelson, and then it was WVON out there near Diallo's people in Chicago. Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll see. I'll post it if they post it. I'll post it. That's how I figure it works.
Is Carl Nelson on WOLB?
Yes.
It may not get up to the website, but that's
Yeah, no, it is. It's already on our website.
Oh,
That's how I know it got to theirs because it's on ours.
That's exciting. I'm very excited to hear that.
Yeah. So but again,
well, if you wish to stay around, you can. But before you go, let's bring on the ear doctor for our Brady Bunch thing.
I know. Look at this right here, man. It's a full house out here. I love it. I love it. And yo, that was wild. That last story y'all was talking about, because y'all said the guy came and said we're gonna come clean it up. I automatically thought of this dude. I was like, this dude been cleaning up for the history.
Oh my God.
That's what they do. Their term for colonizing is cleaning up. Boy, I tell you,
any euphemism will do for them. Any euphemism will do.
Yes, boy.
And then the irony of the status of Europe, right? Historically, even during the colonial era, like what y'all coming to clean up? Y'all need to clean up your own goddamn plague-ridden house. You know what I'm saying? Keep all that syphilis over there with y'all dirty asses. Nobody asked y'all to come clean up shit.
Everybody else around the world bathing and they powdering the lice.
Ew.
All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we're gonna come back right here on the Remix Morning Show.
Remix.
Yeah. What's good, everybody? Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, and yes, you are tuned in to one of the best morning shows on the planet. In case you didn't know, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's rare, and also right here you could drop some change in the bucket because we love it. All right, with that said, I like to show some love. I like to show love to my peoples. My peoples is out here doing things. In case you didn't know, when we first started really doing a lot of stuff and getting this together, I used to do a show called Renegade Culture. We used to go to a certain place and go to film it. So I wanted to give shouts out to my people's Loose over there, who has Playback Sounds TV. And we talk about a place like that. Let me give you all a little a view of what it looks like. Now, Playback Sounds is over in the Met Atlanta. right downtown, almost in the West End, the historic West End, where you can see we also had tapings of the 85 South show, which started there at 85 South right there at Playback Studios. And also you have events and filming, video, and all types of stuff. So what seemed to happen is I went over there the other day, and guess what happened? I wound up checking out some of the videos and doing a little video. Want to see it? All right, here you go. Right here on their new TV, Playback Sounds TV channel, you can check out also. Look at this. Let's get this started right here. This is Playback Sounds Studio Live. Come on, man. Let's really get into it. Now, I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, and I came here to rock it. So, I'm gonna let this beat go, and then we gonna get into it like this. Check this out, yo. Yo. When I touch the mic, I fall into a deep meditation. Close my eyes, let divine spirits take navigation. My frame starts shaking, my heart starts racing. It's amazing to feel into a power of generation. I give them inspiration through rhymes, give motivation. Sensations undescribable, love's unconditional. I listen to my people. Yo, I'm the voice of my people. Disrespect, watch me run up with my people. To fight against evil, fight against ignorance, fight against fear, fight against world dominance, convinced of the artist. Yo, use your intelligence, too many die for this. I tap the bottle with remembrance. My third eye guiding me, third eye's guiding me. Blood, sweat, tears is much more inside of me. Society, tough in my skin. Should I bear it and grin? Pretend everything's chill, and ain't keeping it real. I know the deal. I was blessed with skill to heal with vibration. Music is salvation. It's liberation. Word, it's like keys to a destination. We need to go, so let's go. All right. A little bit. You can go there and do your videos. You can go there and do your podcast, get some photography done. So big up to Playback Sounds as we show some love to another business that's out there doing their thing. All right, let's get back to the Remix Morning Crew. You know how we do. All right.
You got real skills.
That was
cute.
I swear it could have been a band. You, Kim and Jared, like Kim and the Ballheads.
I was like, I need to be on that hook, Ear Doctor. Yeah.
Go on, Kamal. Go on with this vision.
No, I mean, I just see the vision. Like y'all
Keep
could have
me
been a
in
three-team. I could, like, instead of the Fugees, we could have had y'all out here doing y'all thing.
Listen.
I see that.
Yo, that would be hard, yo. We got to do that when we come to DC. When we come to DC, we got to bring the drums out, Jared, Kim, get on the mic, Lucretia, do the ad libs, and Jackie, you can just stand on the stage.
I will do it. It may not go how you think it's gonna go, but I will do it.
I don't think any of this is gonna go how we think it's going.
Not part two.
Cocaine and rollerblades, part two.
I know he scared me with that line. I got scared. What could happen?
Lucretia, shout out to your parents. I was over here trying to get ready. Like, what? I was diving for the keyboard. Like, she said, what? Because you said 1989, you were born.
Yeah.
That's the year I got arrested and deported into the Navy. I would have been right on time.
You would have been right there, right?
Oh, man.
Are you saying you could be Lucretia's father?
No. No. I'm saying I would have been partying with Lucretia's father.
Right.
Yeah, that's what let's be clear. What, you know. But speaking of things not going the way you think they're gonna go, I literally was gonna go run an errand. I thought I couldn't stay. And then I forgot that my daughter has my car. That's where we are this week. Now you can't leave.
Look at you.
Now you can't leave, right?
Made it all the way to the door, opened the joint, car gone. Was like, oh, snap.
Jared come in and look at Roberto. Roberto look at Jared.
He was like, where you think you going home, boy? You here with me.
Stuck here with me, buddy.
He say, I'm not here with you. You're here with me.
Here with me. Now go get my toys and let's play. Stop playing.
Come on, Daddy. Let's go play.
That sounds great.
Man. All right, good stuff, y'all. I'll catch y'all next
Yeah.
break. Peace.
Thank you, Ear Doctor. Appreciate that. Thank you, remixers. Look at y'all. Look at what God hath wrought on your screenage here. All this greatness.
Ain't he good?
Melanated and not so melanated at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But we here, remixers. Y'all here too. Thank y'all for being here. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, support us, blackpowermedia.org. Become a patron, patreon.com/blackpowermedia.org. And we have passed that second check of the month. So I think y'all might have a couple extra coins for us. Just a little extra coins. Cash App, $ Black Power Media. Kamal, would you like to make a request of the people?
I feel like the people ain't listening to me no more. You know what I'm saying? I used to get some coins when I spoke, but I feel like the people have gotten a little lazy. They went, I'm sorry, it's true though. They got off on some other path. They've gotten off on some other path.
Man.
And we need to bring them back by any means necessary. Because I'm not appreciating the lack thereof of hardcore donations in the morning. I feel like I used to get that love spread out. We used to give it to you so that you can give it back to us. But now I feel like you keep it in your pocket. I'm not sure where it's going no more. The numbers are going up. The numbers are going up tremendously, but the dollars are not going up with it. I don't know if y'all been converted by Sean King. Y'all buying y'all tickets to go see him on his Islamic tour.
Oh shit.
I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know if Umar is
Not
building
the
a
tour.
third school someplace.
Oh, my God.
And y'all putting y'all money out there. I don't see what's happening. I don't know what's happening. We used to get a steady stream, 10, 15. I don't need to call out names. I see some people in the chat used to give it like 100, 15, 20, 25. It ain't happening in a few weeks. So
We need to do the Patreon of shame. We need to do the Patreon of shame. We call out the ones who got their credit card shut off or who
Wait, pull up that Kamali comment.
Call them out, Kamal.
I'm gonna go through the list.
We see who left. Did you take your $5 a month to Sean King?
What's the
32978 at
Why we
Yahoo?
trying to build a school for these kids?
May I please make a naked appeal to those that actually did receive a tax refund? This is a point I'm disappointed my good brother Kamal has missed. It is tax refund time out here. I know some of y'all not big time balling, but maybe y'all got a couple extra dollars. You know what I'm saying? I know Uncle Sam already taxed you inappropriately, so you did get a refund, chances are. So, just drop us a little dub of that tax refund if you don't mind. The federal.
A little something. Somebody
That
just
is
put up that
hilarious.
Umar raised $1 million. Please don't tell me that's true.
Why do you think it wouldn't be true, Kamal?
Well, that is also very true. That is also.
You talking? I think you all said the phrase earlier, patient pimping.
Yes.
That's Thank you, Tina Lulu Mac. Thank you so much for the super sticker.
Planting the seed. Thank you, Taylor Mac.
Tina Lulu's out in California, everybody. So just be aware.
Wow.
It's very early.
Thank you for getting up with us.
Thank you,
I
Tina
know.
Lulu.
East Coast folks, y'all been up already. Y'all done dropped the kids off.
I appreciate that the West Coast would be up early, but at the same time, you're welcome, because I wish somebody was doing a good morning show when I'm up at 5, 6 in the morning. And I turn on these YouTube streets and it's barren.
Aaron.
Do we owe ZZ Lion Dad a t-shirt?
Probably
do.
I think we owe a lot of people a lot of t-shirts.
My God.
Thank you,
Who's
Sugar
in
Shan.
charge of the
Thank
shipping?
you.
And thank you, guys. See, look at that. See, we
Bring
just
out
needed
the
a
money.
motivational.
Bring out the money, y'all.
Little something.
Sugar Sham 1999. Thank you guys for all you do. Thank you, Sugar Sham, and all of you for all you do, supporting us all the time. Zinzabel, $20. VPN's cocaine roller disco
DC,
fun.
all right.
Maybe that'll be our first event.
Hey.
Yo.
Yo.
Hey,
Let's
just
make it
sure
a
we
weed disco fun.
we just need the testing strips, all right?
Yeah,
Make sure-
right,
Let's
all
bring
of
the
that.
testing strips. Got it.
I was about to say, I got to go get a physical first, make sure I'm ready for that.
We all have to be cleared to
Like
party
I'm
like that.
I'm
That's
over
how it
50.
is.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
Thank you, Ed.
There you go. Somebody
Thank
say
you,
that.
Angela Walker, $5, sending sunshine from South Carolina.
Is this the Angela Walker?
Oh.
That is the Angela
The
Walker.
No.
Angela Walker.
Wait, the Angela Walker?
Negro as possible. Yes.
Yo.
Angela, thank you
Uh-huh.
The Angela
for
Walker.
watching. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Definitely thank you.
Thank you.
Right
This is
on.
my partner here giving the grocery money to BPM.
Hey.
Thanks, fun.
What you need to eat for, Lucretia? What you need to eat for? Food is overrated.
You heard it. Skip breakfast.
Breakfast,
Right.
breakfast is liberation. Yeah.
Liberate yourself from hunger.
I'll give more when my Boyce Watkins check clears. Oh Lord, Raj. Well, we
Wow.
appreciate you giving anything because that thing is gonna bong bong
We will
bong
never see
bong
them then.
bong bing bong bing ping pong. That's all over the place. That joy, boy. DJ
Oh,
Ruckus,
hey.
thank you. 10 Black
Nice.
Power Media memberships. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Thank you. That's what I'm
Mhm.
talking about, everybody. That's that tax refund support that we need to see. We appreciate it. Deeply grateful. Of course, I think we just needed a little motivation speech from Kamak. You know what I'm saying? Kamak got to remind us, you know what I'm saying? He need a real street stalker, Walker Green Mile out here.
Yep, we need to remind people how this relationship started and why it's over.
And why it's over? Oh, damn. Jackie, we'll talk offline, girl. We'll talk offline.
We're not.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
That
See?
I can see how that
That
should
voice,
be working, Kamal.
he
'Cause
played,
when
yeah.
Kamal starts in his baby please cadence, I be listening. I'm like,
Baby, please.
let's hear him out, girls. What?
Yeah, you know.
Well,
Sorry.
maybe he's not all wrong. Right.
Yeah. We should just chat it up. We should just chat it up a little bit. That's all.
I should, yeah, it's 5 minutes. Yeah.
Kamal don't never be in trouble long when he get. He just start talking. You know what I'm saying? He be in trouble for a second. And then
You
he
can
hit her with
tell
the
it,
baby,
right?
baby, please. And then she be like, all right, don't do that shit no more.
Don't do that. Not
One time.
for the 5th time. Don't do that no more.
Steve, thank you for the 20
Thank
Black
you.
Power Media memberships.
thank
Wow,
you.
thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you,
y'all so
Jake
much.
and
Yada, thank
Yada.
you very much.
And listen,
$3 super sticker.
if you are on the receiving end of one of these BPM channel memberships, take advantage. There is members only content over here that you need to be consuming. So
Facts.
thank your benefactor. Thank your benefactor, whoever gifted you that.
I don't like
Mhm.
Kamal's negative reinforcement, says Afra Sings, but thank you for the $2
Yeah.
super chat.
You see what I had to deal with? You see, that's why. It just,
Sometimes, the carrot or the stick. It's the carrot or the stick,
you
Jackie,
did
did
what
your hoodie
carrot?
get complimented yet? By the way,
No.
my bad. Sorry about
No.
that.
It
I
did
think that
not.
the hoodie is fly. I
Woo!
think I didn't
even
was that
see.
color
She got her
out the
hands
last
above
time
the
I went
BPM bar.
shopping?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that
I
is
might have to
beautiful.
get that.
That's custom for the ladies.
really?
Of a remix.
Yeah,
of
I
the
got
show.
the pink
Well,
one.
hold up. Don't just say for the ladies now. Hold up now. Cameron made it cool for cishet men to wear pink now. And that joint looks fly. So
Y'all were waiting
know,
for Cameron to tell you can wear
I
pink.
need Cameron to tell me everything apparently at this point.
We need some
Whoa.
reassurance too.
I'm a mess. I'm a whole mess. That's why I said BPM is necessary because I am a whole entire
As soon
mess.
as he
And now
stop coming on the air for a little while, you fall back into old patterns.
I'm telling you, I teach this stuff for a reason, not because I've overcome it, because I struggle with it on a daily basis. Literally, not even joking. It's not, I mean, it's a problem. It's an absolute problem. But yeah, in fact, they just had a whole conversation about that. About how he made pink acceptable. So
I don't know. I mean, I'm more likely to give credit to a Andre Leon Talley than I would to a Cameron. About
word. I don't know who that is,
influences.
but word.
Andre Leon Talley is a brother who was, I believe, the first Black editor-in-chief of Vogue, if I'm not mistaken.
Fashion editor, yep.
Fashion
damn,
editor.
okay.
He transitioned maybe a couple years ago, but he was a literal giant in the fashion world. In addition to being like 6'6", something ridiculous. Like he was right there. He was a big influence. But Cameron.
Yeah, it was Cameron.
It was who?
Yeah.
It was Cameron. It
was Cameron. Oh.
Yeah.
For the urban.
I
Black-
get the tally
the urban
thing, but it
blacks.
was Cameron,
The
especially
urban
for the hip
blacks.
hop heads.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those of us who
I
didn't
would. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kamal.
Oh no, I said for those of us who know nothing about what's in Vogue magazine. Obviously.
See, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who Andre Talley is, but
Yeah, but
know.
I
Yeah.
watched The Devil Wears Prada. So what probably happened is dude influenced without people even knowing it, the Cam'rons and everybody
Well,
else.
that is
And then
how it
I'm
happens.
thinking I got it from Cameron, and I really got it from Tally,
that's
as you said.
From the great.
Andre Leon Talley. He's interesting. He did a episode of Finding Your Roots. If you would like to get him to know him a little better. But yes, I possibly so. That would be my thought. And we know all these rappers is influenced by fashion houses, and the fashion houses are in turn influenced by what girls are doing in the hood. You know what I mean? So it's all very circular.
Yep. Yeah, that is like the interesting thing. Like the rappers who, I know go to Fashion Week, right? Who are always trying to be on trend with fashion. They know who Andre Leon Talley is. They would have known who he was, but none of their fans knew who Talley was, and I think that's a shame. He had just an amazing story that was really kind of sad in the end because the white folks screwed him over. But yeah, he had so much influence in the fashion world that when he started to become his influence started to become more universal outside of the confines of the fashion world. People were like, oh, a black man, oh my God, and a 6'6" gay black man. People were like,
someone just said he died broke.
Yes.
Did he die broke? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah, he died, and I can't remember who it was who cheated him out of a lot of money. And he was having to stay with someone else because of some lawsuit with his apart. Yeah, it just really got
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that.
We didn't say, but I think we put up the Call Her Francois $9.99. She says, thanks for the info, laughs, and getting me through the morning, guys. I just wanted to make sure.
Right on. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Afro Singh gave us another 2 bills and says, I received 0 tax refund from Biden and Trump checks. So let y'all know that.
Joe Biden still owes me $600, and I'm petty as fuck, and I will never forget that shit. So, sir, you promised us. You promised $2,000. I got $1,400. Where is my 6? Where's
And
I
Dear
do
Doctor, maybe
remember-
next week, can you do a thing? Or what's the person's name? Tally?
Oh, Andre Leon Talley.
Andre Leon Talley. Can you do a little research? Do a little segment on that.
That would be
good
great.
idea.
Yeah,
Good
I mean,
idea.
I know you're gonna do it with Wikipedia, but do a little deeper research than that. Just give us some facts. Yeah, that's all.
Everybody send Ear Doctor the links that he needs to research over the weekend.
And I'll do my own because I've never heard of this person. You know what I mean? Like,
Buy your dress. We know.
Oh, by the way I dress?
I dress. I think he was saying me that.
It could have worked for me too, because I promise you, if there's anything I'm wearing that looks good, it is definitely a gift.
Because there's no question that out of the 3 gentlemen featured here today, Ear Doctor is undoubtedly the most stylish.
Oh, clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to call it style, but yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Well,
let's not talk about what the bar is, but okay.
Exactly. The bar is low
The
compared.
bars amongst these 3. Yeah.
Oh. No, you
The bar is not at GQ Esquire level. That's
you cannot compliment anybody around Kamal, because Kamal gonna be like, "Fuck that nigga." that's his default response. He might say it different, but the sentiment is, "Oh, look, so look nice."
Yeah.
Like, that shit is alright. Fuck that nigga.
Well,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
The immediate reaction is what that.
Flip it.
That nah.
You talking about with him? I'm right here. You talking about him? What? What's going on?
Woo.
Oh,
You New
that's
York
terrible.
niggas are too much.
All right, y'all want to do a couple of? I know Kim, you sent some stuff. I don't think we talked about the interview with Don Lemon, and I found like one part about his thing on the replacement theory, but
Are you gonna make us?
only a little bit. Only a little
Okay.
bit. Only like y'all down
Don
for
and
just, like,
Elon.
You
y'all
gonna
down for
subject
just like
us to Don Lemon and Elon at the
I know. I don't know
Don
when
Elon.
Don Lemon became like the hero of the media and shit like that. I was like, but all of a sudden he's like this hero of so-called progressive or whatever media. It's like Don Lemon. But I just like
He is a hero.
He is a hero.
Hero of black news, black media.
So
I don't even
I'm just
like
gonna
the
play.
sarcasm. I don't even like the sarcasm in that. That is sarcasm, and the fact the literal words are not sitting well with me in spite of the sarcasm. So.
Kim did her Kamal. Now fuck that.
Now,
Even in a joke, even sarcastically, fuck that.
right.
So I'm only gonna play a little bit. This is when Don Lemon asked him about the great replacement theory, apparently, and this is gonna be new for all of us.
That's why I mentioned it. Yeah. Can we talk about the great replacement theory?
What's
now?
happening over here?
Some of the things that you post, the great replacement theory. You claim that Democrats,
Why am I up here with
President Biden's immigration plan to open up the border. You said
Why am I up
the
there with
president
them?
is getting, and
I feel like I'm
Democrats are
being
doing
set
it
up.
to get more votes.
Who's playing?
Who's doing? I think the ear doctor did something. What's
What
going
is-
on?
what is he
Undocumented
doing
immigrants
back there?
cannot vote in
Listen
federal
to the
elections, so
clip.
how is that possible?
You messed
Where's
up the whole
Right.
clip here, doctor.
Well, you're conflating two things.
Run
One
that
is great
back. Run that
replacement
back. What's
theory.
going
Oh,
on?
okay.
The other
What
is
distractions?
What is he
Stop
doing?
sharing.
I don't know. It's all.
Oh my God.
Jared, the great replacement theory. What are we trying to say here?
I'm gonna start that over again. I don't know who decided to start touching buttons. When nobody asked them to touch buttons. So I'm getting it back to the
What's
place. It's coming up. I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me good? Everybody
Yes.
hear me? Check.
Loud and
More
clear.
checks. More checks. More checks.
Yeah,
Everybody hear
check.
that?
Make sure the share audio thingy is checked too, because people said they couldn't hear the
Oh, I had it all the way. The
I
audio. I will
couldn't
turn the
hear it.
audio up. Okay. Was it that bad? Let me
No.
try it one more time.
I can hear it.
Okay.
We heard it fine. It just was. It just got replaced with
visuals.
all of us. We
We
yeah,
were the
I-
great replacement theory.
yeah, right.
apparently.
Just leave it right there and push play. Don't.
Can you
touch
see it right
nothing.
now?
Yes,
You see
sir.
it?
yes.
That's what I did before. I didn't touch nothing. Okay.
No, ear doctor said he did it.
Yeah. All right. Here we go.
I thought maybe this is something that could help other people. That's why I mentioned it. Yeah. Can we talk about the great replacement theory now? Some of the things that you post, the great replacement theory. You claim that Democrats, President Biden's immigration plan to open up the border. You said that the president is getting, and Democrats are doing it to get more votes. But undocumented immigrants cannot vote in federal elections. So how is that possible? Right. Well, you're conflating two things. One is great replacement theory. The other is, which I don't subscribe to that. I'm simply saying that there is an incentive here. If legal immigrants, which I think have a very strong bias to, at least everything I've read, it's a very strong bias to vote Democrat. The more that come into the country, the more they're likely to vote in that direction. That it is, in my view, a simple incentive to increase voters, Democrat voters. And yeah, so the question is like how? So there's a few ways that this works. One is that when the census is done, the census is based on all people in an area, whether they are citizens or not. So if there are a concentration of people who came here illegally in a particular state or in a particular state, that state will actually then get an increased number of House seats. So the House seat.
Why is Don looking at him like he's
the number of
stupid?
people, not the number of citizens.
Because he
So
He's giving the stupid look.
The illegals overwhelmingly go to places like California, New York, and if you just look at the math, if you look at the apportionment with and without illegals, I believe California would lose. I believe the blue state, there would be a net loss of blue states of approximately 20 seats in the House. This also applies to the electoral college.
Exactly.
So, well, this also applies
Cocaine
to
and
electing the
colonization leads to this.
the same. The electoral votes are also done by apportionment the same way that House seats are done.
But the reason, Elon, the electoral college is in place is to balance that, is so that doesn't happen. So what you're saying about it is the exact opposite of the reason why the electoral college is there. The electoral college at this point,
so let me educate you.
At this point in our history, gives people who are in smaller states and red states much more of an influence over our elections than people who are in blue states, and the majority of the people in this country. That's what the electoral college does. It actually does the exact opposite of what you're.
So that's, I mean, I just wanted y'all to get a little snippet of what was an hour and a half conversation that led to Elon Musk deplatforming Don Lemon on his on Twitter/X, because remember there was a deal in place where Don Lemon was going to be paid for content, and after this interview, Elon Musk said, "Fuck that!" Basically, I'm not paying you. You can put it on for free, but he's basically weaseled out of the deal. And part of the reason why is because Don, for whatever Don Lemon is worth, he asked Elon questions that needed responses to, and not just let him talk about whatever he wanted to talk about and act like he was waxing eloquently on some topic or whatever. So, and as you can see, Don's looks at Elon was kind of like, are you stupid? Am I talking to a crowd right now? Like, how do you? Yeah. So interesting.
Yeah. And then Elon kept talking, and then it was like, oh yes, that's right. He is stupid. Yeah.
I thought it was. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead, Lucretia.
I was gonna say I thought it was about his questioning too of his questions around Elon Musk ketamine use, and he didn't like his line of questioning around that or something, and that was why they started to fight. Truly, so interesting.
I like if there is a utility to these kinds of conversations, it shows a couple of things. Number one, Elon Musk is apartheid-clad. You think Elon Musk is here to be answering any questions from a black man, black person at all? Someone that he was raised to believe is inferior to him and beneath him. And I think that's part of the reason why Don Lemon very quickly lost that gig, because you can't be asking Elon, you can't be asking apartheid-clad no questions. Don, you are an employee in this particular equation. Elon doesn't answer to the rabble. He don't answer to the help. And then I think his response kind of showed that. But also these kinds of conversations are very revelatory, because for some reason there is this idea that Elon Musk is some brilliant scientific genius who has an understanding of economics and finance. And it's like, no, it's not really hard to examine how Elon Musk, number one, acquired stole his wealth or inherited his stolen wealth, right? And then he just had the savvy, I guess, to buy enterprises, SpaceX, Tesla, that had already invented this technology. He wasn't in the lab. This motherfucker wasn't in there running equations. You know what I'm saying? He just had the money to buy the company. So he's not some genius, some misunderstood, billionaire who has all the answers to how to solve the planet's problems. Not even close. You ask him the most basic of questions and see what happens.
One other good thing is that apparently scientists on YouTube are making a nice check exposing all that he does not know. There's all these big popular YouTube channels that are just based on what Elon does not get right in science. So he's clearly but the problem though is you look at a lot of the mainstream and even certainly conservative leaning media, and he's got a lot of people saying he won. I mean, they're out there like, he showed Don Lemon he is a genius.
Oh shit.
Which is just
because he's platformed himself. I mean, he's platformed himself because he's a billionaire, that no matter what, he's going to have people, and again, not just some people, millions of people who are going to be tooting his horn simply because he's a millionaire. But even more than that, because he obviously subscribes to right-wing theories of individuals are individuals pop to the top because of their either experiences or know-how or grit. Because he works hard, so he lives all of that fantasy for these fools who can't even get out their mama's basement, and they just platform Eli. And then when he got this platform, he basically made it so that all the algorithms pointed to him or anything that he said or did, and that brought even more folks towards him. So for him, like something like X or Twitter, it's an economic investment, but it's also a toy to amplify his voice, so that he gets the kind of policies that he wants. He gets the kind of regulations that he wants. He can get his fandom to go attack folks who he thinks doesn't respect him enough or allow him the latitude he wants in order to get what he needs. But Kim was exactly spot on. This is somebody who has no real accomplishments except for the fact he was born through apartheid era South Africa and inherited wealth that was stolen from his parents. And that's the way in which he's built upon that, built his wealth upon that. So like, he's not a genius in anything. You can hear him speak and see that he can barely mutter a couple of sentences together once he gets a question that's challenging to him, right? As opposed to even when, so this, but it's just interesting that this is the person, this is one of the people who gets platformed to be some working class, some hero of the working class whites, who knows nothing, who an easy challenge sends him into a sputter that leads to him actually firing somebody through his platform so he doesn't have to deal with them no more.
But then, just the ridiculousness of Elon Musk in this interview kind of makes it like overshadows the fact that Don Lemon, okay, so Elon Musk was silenced, and he should have been, by Don Lemon confronting him with historical half-truths. Like and that's the thing that I think people kind of miss. It's like, okay, Don Lemon did show that Elon Musk is stupid, doesn't know anything, but then Don Lemon, so you're sitting there talking about the Electoral College balances, then the Electoral College doesn't exist to balance anything out. The Electoral College is yet another racist institution within this capitalist system. But I don't expect that to come from Don Lemon. But damn, don't lie and say that the Electoral College is what balances things out and makes things equal. No, it actually doesn't. But it's what we have now. But I got his point. But it's like, I don't think we should miss that we're talking about right-wing folks who all they have when they're confronted by liberals like Don Lemon is liberal ideology. And that's really not much better.
Kim, I got a couple of stories that you sent over. Anything you want to go for?
The top one, there's some text about it because apparently disruptors and organizers in New York City have been coming to the. What's up?
No, just the message here. My Patreon needs updating. Skip my name when you air out the deadbeats.
Oh,
Thank
shit.
you, J Miles, for the $4.99 super chat. No, we'll skip your name. I've written it down. So Kamal, we'll skip your name when we go over it.
I don't even like the threat. I know y'all kidding. I don't even like for y'all to don't play like you go to out people because they credit card expired.
No, of course not.
I know y'all.
No, it's not the expirations. It's the ones who willfully say we're not doing it. No, I'm just playing. We're gonna leave everybody alone.
Do they make that distinction?
No, I'm just playing.
Anyway, so the folks them been showing up at the New York City NYC City Council meetings, giving these people the business, which I'm 100% here for. Can you read the text on the video, Kamal? I think it's going to be the top link.
Yeah. So it says protesters have been repeatedly disrupting this morning's New York City Council NYPD budget hearing, with squeaky pigs demanding to defund the NYPD massive budget to fund social programs and calling out their violent repression against Palestinian activists over the past months. Well, over the past months, I should say. You ready for me to play it?
It is. Just a heads up. It's going to be loud.
Okay.
Shame on the NYPD! How many kids have you killed? Chasing those criminals. Where is the Deputy Mayor Philip Price? Where is his ecosystem of public safety? Where are the HPD? Where is the DOE? Where is the Department of Mental Health and Hygiene? Where was the Department of Homeless Services? Shame, shame,
Great job.
I love it.
Wonderful. Outstanding work. I love the squeaky pigs. Isn't that lovely? A lovely touch,
Absolutely.
you know.
Can we just give him a little bit of just a little bit? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right
Absolutely.
on. Very good. Very
But the
good.
protesters raise, very, very valid concerns, obviously, with police budgets going up. Here in the state of Maryland, I'm very confused as to why there's so much budget cuts and talks of budget shortfalls. I'm also confused for it in New York City as well, because I thought slanging of the legal recreational weed was supposed to put a bunch of money into the coffers, right? Isn't that the point of paying 30% tax on the fucking legal weed at the dispensary because it's supposed to boost up infrastructure in public schools? Here in the state of Maryland, we got legal weed and we got casinos out the ass. I have questions for Westmore and the Maryland General Assembly. Why is everybody talking about budget cuts when we got all this money, hundreds of millions of dollars rolling into the state for these weed revenues and the casino revenues? I'm in confusion.
I think that's a good point, and I apologize that my veteran status allows me tax-free dispensary visits, so I'm not contributing to that. But that said, I do agree with the broader point. And Wes, we got some questions, Wes. Where's the
Shit
money
ain't
at?
adding up. That shit ain't adding up. I'm in confusion. But again, I know the excuse that a lot of these, especially Democratic-led states, cities, etc., will say, well, it's the COVID funds that dried up. But in places where the weed is legal and where y'all got casinos,
Yeah.
the math ain't.
Just think
No,
like
that tap is still running.
a third to half of municipality, city / county budgets are all about police and jails. So it's not 10%, it's not 20%. It's literally 1/3 to a half of most of these budgets go towards policing.
Mm-hmm.
The new shiny police cars that they always get, upgrades and weaponry, all the so-called technology and surveillance technology. All of that money goes to surveil the population and control the population, who are now riveted towards fighting back against what they see at the very least as social injustice and even more radical ways to fight back. And again, it's been going on for a while. And the response is to bring this high crime narrative and to claim that the only way to deal with anything around so-called crime or issues is to put more money into the police. At the same time, where, like you said, they're cutting libraries, they're cutting back hours on everything else, but somehow they always can dig deep in the bucket to get more cops in the streets, to harass, jail, and brutalize people on an ongoing basis.
I feel like I saw in Illinois that the dispensary receipt says that these taxes will be going to the police. It was like a percentage of your tax will be funding local police. I was like, what? Yeah. So, and I don't know if that's certain dispensaries or if that's like across all of them, but that was pretty shocking to see.
Okay,
Yeah.
Illinois, Chicago, support your local weed person. Don't go to the dip. Don't go to the dispensary and buy your weed. Get it from your
man.
local weed person. Don't
What
pay
is
no
Maryland
taxes on that
doing?
shit.
Check your
Oh.
receipts.
No, but see, Maryland's on the flim flam again, because Maryland's always been on the flim flam, because the creation of the Maryland State Lottery was supposed to be a supplementary funding source for public schools. But for some reason, historically, over these past 40 years, I think, or plus of the Maryland Lottery, not all this money cannot be accounted for. Like it does. We was getting money off the lottery and now off casinos and now off weed, but there's still schools in Baltimore and in some instances PG County and other places that lack air conditioning in the warmer months, that lack heating in the wintertime. And it's like, someone is stealing.
What did that former admin at Morgan tell me years ago? There is a cavernous black hole into which millions of dollars disappear annually, and I have no way of tracking it. I think I still have that verbatim. Cavernous black hole into which millions.
Good.
That's just Morgan, so I'm just assuming by extrapolation.
Stealing. Major stealing is happening. Extreme thieving. Well,
by the way, I just read a new book. I was asked to write a blurb for it, and it's a great book. I'm gonna talk about it here at some point. Get the author. Black, Not Historically Black, Towards the Pan-African College and University by Dr. Joseph L. Jones, who has been a professor and a president at an HBCU and has a very interesting and disturbing story to tell.
Ooh.
So, yeah, the book is wild. It's
all
wild.
into disturbing stories. Come on.
Yeah. So
I feel like because you were asked to write a blurb, I can assume the slant of sorts. You know what I mean? Like, because Jared ain't your average ordinary academic out here. You know what I'm saying? If you asking Jared to offer his words, I can make some safe assumptions, I think, about the type of work that you'd be writing a blurb for. It's all good, Jared. It's not negative.
No, I hear you. I appreciate it. I'm just saying. I mean, the book is. Yeah, they got they knew to ask me. And I can't wait for more people to read the book and to get to have some discussions about it because
interesting.
You talk about myth busting.
Woo.
Oh, we did not get to. Also, real quick. So we didn't get to talk about this today. But Lateef, put that back up here, Doctor. Oh, Lateef just gave us $5 saying Mississippi's Goon Squad had federal sentencing this week. One squeaky got 40 years. State sentences next.
So is that the story about the cops who had the off the books torture site?
No, that's different law.
Oh, that's a different.
That's a different story.
I thought. Oh, wow.
So the Mississippi Goon Squad were these 6 deputies in this particular instance in which they were convicted of. They kidnapped and basically tortured these 2 black men for allegedly dating white women or having something to do with some old. They didn't like what they was doing, so they waterboarded them. One man had part of his tongue shot off by the cop.
Okay.
They were sexually abused. Yep. They were left for dead. And then these cops tried to conspire ways to frame these men. They planted guns and drugs, etc. But these officers, known as the Goon Squad, were known for enacting brutal police violence upon the folks. So they were charged both at the state level and at the federal level, and they just received their federal sentences. So one of them got 40 years. And if I'm not mistaken, Counselor Franklin, when you get some Fed time, you got to do 80% or 85% of that Fed time before you can even think about coming out.
Yep. And it depends on what the state sentence is going to be. So whether or not it's going to be concurrently run or whether or not they're going to run them consecutively. And so these cats are going to spend a lot of time behind the wall. So
I know we're not supposed to judge books by covers, but put that picture, if you put that back up, I mean, good Lord. But that's
the old South. That old South look.
The real whites.
Yeah, the real whites.
Yep, that's correct. That's your collage of various good old boy looks.
Quite the gamut.
The real gangsters, real thugs of this country.
And it's really messed up that I'm getting two different stories confused.
Right.
Because the other story, now I can't remember where the other story happened, where the deputy of this police department and some other cops had a secret interrogation site. They called it the what did they call it? The Brave Room or some ridiculous
name. Chat says Brave Cave.
That's what it is.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yes, thank you. Brave Cave. That's a whole different story. The whole different story. Happened at the same time. That's
And then very infamously, Chicago police had
Right.
Holman
Holman
Square.
Square. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And that's just one of many, I'm sure,
Yeah.
black sites.
Right.
Those are the ones that we find out
That we
about.
know about.
Yeah.
Right.
And Humboldt Park, right? Yeah.
Hey, doctor, come on up and bring back up that one. ZZ Lion just gave some dollars and gave me a little compliment.
Right.
I don't
Oh,
get a lot
that's
of
the real
compliments.
point.
I don't
That's
get
the
a lot of
real
compliments.
Right. Bring that
You have
comment.
to- yeah.
This is
Go
not a
ahead and read
complimentary
that,
period.
Kamal.
It says, and I will read it slow for people to hear it louder. Kamal had on a dope corduroy navy blue jacket.
Hold up, though.
With
You
brown,
left out the most important. Go ahead,
What's
my
the most
bad. Go ahead.
important
Keep reading, though. Just keep
with
reading.
brown
My bad.
elbow patch
Oh,
at
shit.
the Auburn Library. Not many people can pull that off. Dr. Ball Bear Brown had clear analysis on Elon Taylor. That part's not that important. So he gave us $10 for that part. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That was all. Appreciate that, CC.
What happened to keep that same energy? It drifted off. It tailed off at the end.
Fuck that nigga, right?
That's it right there.
Somebody else was getting a compliment. Fuck it.
I didn't see that.
Librarian, $10. Good looking librarian.
Thank you, librarian.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
that.
much.
Yes.
Goodness. Hey man, great show today. Y'all did it up. We had a full house looking like the Brady Bunch out here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got anything coming up this weekend y'all want to give a shout out to?
First of all, come back at 11. Daruba's coming through to talk about Huey.
Hey.
So yeah. Sorry.
No,
Jesse.
got it.
That's important.
No. Darker Than Blue tomorrow night. We're talking about treatings. So you're gonna have to tune in 5 o'clock
Round it out.
on Friday, and then at 6 o'clock, Blackonomically Speaking with Dr. Linwood Tauheed
Oh, word.
returns.
Nice.
Okay. All right. And then I'm sure we got EYL tomorrow morning also. We got
Turn it down with Kim Brown,
you
7
go.
p.m. Eastern on Fridays. Thank you all so much for supporting and tuning in.
I think Jill Stein is showing up Saturday with Saturdays with Renee. too.
Yo, let's go.
Full house. And then
And-
we end off the weekend with Sundays. Y'all can come and check out some mixes and blends. So
What you mixing in this weekend, Ear
that's a
Doctor?
good question. I don't even know, but it's gonna be live. So just come up
Is
and show.
Dia
We
gonna
had-
be there?
Yeah, Miss Pretty Dope Dia is gonna be there. We had over 140 people live last week, so they tuned
Yes.
up.
Brr, brr,
Turned
brr.
up.
Hey,
So
that's
that's
what's
what
up.
it is.
Good
And
stuff.
Dr. Hate is always welcome, but he don't do cameras. Dr. Hate was a mixtape radio invention. So I don't know. It's difficult to get him around these YouTube streets.
I'll tell you, Dr. Ball does the worst job of shouting out people that send money in. Culture 88, $10.
Oh, my bad.
Send in $10.
My
and
bad.
Dr. Ball,
My
you will be
bad.
having Dr. Hate on I Mix What I Like. Where you be having Dr. Hate on I Mix What I Like?
You're right. I didn't do a good job with that at all. Apologies all around. Thank you for cleaning that up here, Doctor.
No problem. Did you answer the question? He's not going to be on
I
there?
did.
Yeah.
He's always welcome. But again, not everybody wants to be on camera. A lot of people like that 00 African life.
Facts. Well, I guess we could get ready to get out of here. I'll give you a quick blend of something for y'all. And
Yes.
We had over 550 people, son.
Yes.
Let's go. Big up to all y'all tuning in. Yeah.
I say that to say that we don't need a quick mix.
Word.
We need a
So,
big-
what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get to the blend and get up out of here by 10, maybe.
Let's get 550 likes, everybody. Thank you guys so much for
Thank
rocking
you
with
so
us
much.
this week.
No
Drink
doubt.
water.
Drink
and all that.
water.
That's right.
Yes. All right, here we go. So, boom. We take you back to a time and a place. You know what I'm saying? For all them people that be playing in people's face. Let's do it like this. Let me take you to a time back in 1973 when you had a group called the Silvers. And then 1987 when you had a guy named LL. And it went a little something like this.
There I was, giggling about the games that I had played with many hearts, and I'm not saying no names. Then the thought occurred, teardrops made my eyes blur. As I said to myself, look what you've done to her. I can feel it inside, I can't explain how it feels. All I know is that I'll never dish another raw deal, playing make-believe, pretending that I'm true, holding in my laugh as I say that I love you, saying I'm more, kissing you on the ear, whispering I love you and I'll always be here. Although I often reminisce, I can't believe that I found a desire for true love floating around inside my soul, because my soul is cold. One half of me deserves to be this way till I'm old, but the other half needs affection and joy, and the warmth that is created by a girl and a boy. I need love.
And we out of here, y'all. Remix Morning Show.